Australia, due to its geographic isolation, has ancient native species of grain crops such as sorghum, rice and mung beans. It's a rarity that's led to the Australian Grains Genebank being given a mission of international importance. This wild and exotic germplasm that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world is being collected and conserved by the Australian Grains Genebank under the direction of the Global Crop Diversity Trust.
It's an important mandate of the GeneBank moving forward to actually go out and collect and conserve the native flora that we have that are related to the grain crop species that we conserve in the Australian Grains Genebank.
It's been a busy 18 months for the GeneBank team. From bare earth, there's now a state-of-the-art facility containing precious germplasm which can't be taken for granted.
The material we have has to be looked after. It is slowly dying under long-term conservation conditions. We're just slowing the process of that death. So it's important for us to maintain the germplasm by checking that it's able to be grown and to make sure that we keep stocks of highly viable seed that can actually germinate and grow and be used by researchers and plant breeders around Australia.
Providing that genetic resource to local and international plant breeders and researchers has become imperative as the GeneBank works with user groups to identify their priorities. And in answer to the Global Trust Directive to supply unique native germplasm, the AGG has already started to meet its international obligations.
We back up our material into the Svalbard's Global Seed Vault in Norway. And we made our first major deposit of that in February last year, where we deposited 7,000 different types of grain crops and their wild relatives. And importantly, there was 1,000 indigenous native flora that were deposited into Svalbard at that time. That's the first major deposit in any international gene bank of that material. The Australian Grains Genebank is planning on another deposit in 2017 at this point in time, and that'll be of newly collected Australian native flora that come from within the gene bank itself.
This native relative of today's wheat is the type of unique flora the Grains Genebank will be collecting for that future deposit. What will help make that possible is the bilateral agreement that now exists between GRDC and Victoria's Department of Environment and Primary Industries. An agreement that will provide extra funding for the collection of Old World genetics for New World crop production.
We're underpinning the development of new crop varieties for Australian grain growers. We're doing this by providing the building blocks that researchers and breeders use to develop new crop varieties for the changing conditions that are expected into the future.
And that's the outcome Australian grain growers want from their R&D investment.